Hey, DOT community, this is Lon coming at you with another Roundtable Update 1.31 patch notes session. Also, huge bonus, I actually was just able to download the 1.31 update onto my phone. So I will be going into the game, we will be showing it off. We'll also be playing some Theaters War as well. So, but we'll see who's up and around today. Of course, the dev live stream happened. So, this is a major chunk of what actually happened in the dev live stream. So, of course, we'll go over the other things that happened in the dev live stream. Most likely tomorrow when I'm streaming for the event start for the event. So, let's see who jumped on Discord here.
Hey, Z, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was muted. What's up, JJ?
Yeah, man. What's going on?
What's going on? Ed's channel, thanks for joining. John McGinnis. Alex, what's going on? Glad to see me streaming. Yeah, of course. We just have much to discuss and much to go over here with these for the update 1.31 notes. So, what's up, Raza? So JJ, how are we doing? You having a good time?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm just grinding away, man. We're NTG Wars is trying to. Well, we are in third now, but we're trying to lock down third. So it's been a fun week, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, so we're back at NTG War this week, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, man, and it's nice to see War doing War, and they're right now we're solid in third place. So how we'll look tomorrow morning when we get shaved by the Greeks, I don't know, but
no,
we're having fun.
We're having
fun.
Nice. Yeah. What's going on, Zeus? And yes, John McGinnis says, "What's up to you, JJ?" Let's see what else. Got two 3-star event relics and a gold 2 theater earlier. Very nice. I haven't gotten any event relics. Here, you want to see what I got in the event so far? I got 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars. This is all I got. That's my redemption.
Really? I have to admit, I made out pretty good so far. I didn't hit it as optimally as I like to. I like to be a little bit more proactive, but my availability just wasn't there. Like the time didn't line up.
Mm-hmm.
But I got 4 event relics, man, which is high for me. Usually I get like 2 or 3. So I'm actually really happy that I'm going into this next event with. They're all 1 stars. One's a 2-star.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm sorry, 5. I got 4 1-stars and one 2-star. That's what it is.
That's not bad at all, especially if you didn't pay any gems to get them whatsoever. So
I paid 0.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm going to be doing some. I'm going to do some arenas here. I have my second set of arenas to do. And it just so happens if my golds don't line up perfect, I think I still have like an hour or so left. If it doesn't line up perfect after I do some of my other ones, then I might spend a little gems just to get it done while I'm on stream. But besides from that, though, I wasn't planning on spending any gems because in this event specifically, just because there didn't seem to be anything new. I mean, if they threw Delphira's Choker in there in gold, yeah, everybody would have had a good time going for it because it actually is a good relic to go for. But, or Oria's Bounty, I mean, that also would be kind of sweet just to see it pop in there in Gold Theater because then maybe people, again, would spend some more gems. But,
yeah,
Yeah,
but there's nothing in the event, really, that people want, unless I'm wrong.
Unless you're, I refer to them as the under a year players. If you're under a year, if you're under a year playing, the
young bucks
might not have some of these relics. I'm starting to put it into 3 generations now: under a year, between a year and 2 years, and over 2 years, because I'm starting to see some different, opinions and priorities. And it's starting to stretch into 3 different kind of generation gaps.
You call me old?
I think so.
What are you saying?
You're falling You're falling into that third and top generation where they have certain opinions.
We have everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm like, well, do I need? So for me, if I have any interest, it's do I want a second, or I don't know if it's a second or third, but it's the banner. It's the only thing in there that I think I don't have either duplicates or triplicates of.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm not going to spend haphazardously.
Not to talk too much about tomorrow's event, because of course I'm going to do it more in detail when we actually do go through it. But when I did watch the dev live stream today, we're just waiting for more people to jump on for the roundtable. JJ's here very quickly. I'm very happy and proud. But we will get into all the update 1.31 patch notes here very shortly, and actually go into the 1.31. I do have it. I just downloaded it within the last hour here. Yeah, so I have 1.31.
Live footage.
Yeah, live footage of 1.31 coming here very shortly, so stay tuned. So I won't make you wait long, but like I said, I do want a few more people to join here on Discord. And if you're in chat and you'd like to join here on Discord, please let us know. I will make accommodations for people that do want to join. Of course, regular, roundtable rules apply, which means no showboating and and no grandstanding. No showboating and no grandstanding. So
touche.
But anyway, so beside from that, with the idea of this event being Ice and being 2 repeat Titans, but their skills are redone, obviously. I do think it's interesting that Tritos is at like the 11K mark, which is kind of a little enticing because I don't have him, but and then also too Mataurus I would need for Pantheon as well, but I don't know. Other than that, they're like Spartan Helm 4-star. I'm like, Spartan Helm 4-star, I have what, 2 of them already?
At least, right?
Maybe 4. I mean, maybe 3. So
yeah, I have 2. I don't have. Yeah, I definitely don't have 3, but they're great. They're great to have, and I don't think I need a 3rd one, and I definitely don't think I need a 4th one. But they're certainly great. But for me, I think I'm in the same boat as you, where the 11K is kind of, actually the 11.5 really, is kind of the intriguing point. What I'm hoping to do, which I don't anticipate will work out because I'm going on a hike on Saturday. It's like an all-day hike. Mm-hmm. But what I'm hoping to do is to somehow grind to 11.5 with a 1.2 modifier, and take these relics that I've earned over the course of this event and turn them into relic tokens, and save those relic tokens for an Omega Spearman coming up, bro.
Yeah. That's definitely something we're going to be coming up here. I got the notes up here. We're going to start scrolling down here very shortly. Boganora donated $2 for me to sing. So we'll sing for Boganora. I got $2. I got $2. I got $2. Hey. Just for you, Bo. There we go. So, but
can someone pay him another $2 not to sing?
Yeah, there we go. What's up, Gaming Jaeger? Thanks for joining.
What's up, dude? How's it going?
How we doing? So we got Bo still at work though. So unfortunately, I beat Bo out today. But some days now, I'm starting to actually work just as late as Bo. So let's see. John McGinnis.
Fix that, bro.
What's up, JJ?
I'm just messing with you. You gotta fix that. I'm just messing.
I'm sorry. I gotta get debts paid, and I gotta take care of some things. So of course I gotta do what I gotta do. I mean, when you start seeing checks for way more than you're used to, it's quite nice. It is quite nice. So
pile it up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I have a cruise coming in June. Again, not paid by myself. It was a family present from one of my relatives with no children. So, it was this cruise in June for 2 weeks. Actually, as much fun as it looks like it's going to be, that's 2 weeks I'm not going to work. So it's going to be. I actually have to have a bunch of money saved up, not just to go on the cruise. But I have bills, right? To pay stuff when I come back and not be so in the hole. So, plus I found out there's a casino on board the ship. So that
you mean a money donation center?
Oh yes, money donation centers for entertainment of lights and music and fun.
I'm just kidding. I love casinos.
Yeah, as we all do that play this game. So let's see. Gambit 88 says event is lame. Pass. Yeah, right. Pass on spending gems, Gambit, but to make sure you're at least using all your free opportunities, because that's like saying that, no, I won't take the free coffee at Wawa tomorrow. There's free coffee at Wawa tomorrow at every Wawa location on the East Coast or anywhere, basically. So if you have a Wawa around you, yes, tomorrow there is free coffee all day, which means tomorrow morning I will be getting free coffee, and then after I pick my my buddy up to go on my way to work, we're gonna stop at another Wawa before we get to the shop, and he's grabbing coffee. I'm not grabbing his coffee for him. So it's
the liquor store to get Bailey's.
Yeah, well, I guess, but after work we're also grabbing coffee because there's another one on the way home all the time. So yeah, free coffee. It's all day. You can stop and you can grab as many as you want, and you literally just walk out the door if you have coffee in your hands. So it might be a high theft day for Wawa. I don't know because they're not paying attention to people walking out with coffee in their hands. So it's gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, they said a Legendary Titan, which, yeah, Legendary Titan, yeah, absolutely free is good. Of course, Gambit, yes. John McGinnis did say I wanted the orb, but not going 15k in souls for it. However, yeah, exactly. Orbs, a lot of times, John McGinnis, you can grab orbs in events like these, Theaters of War. They might drop. But also at the same time, orbs do sometimes pop up in the rank rewards.
Yeah.
So you gotta, I don't know. I've accrued a decent amount, like at least 2, maybe 3 of each orb at this point.
Right.
And they did seem to come out a bit more last year than they did this year, but, there is that.
Now they have the banners, and now they have the runes as well.
Yeah.
The orbs were kind of the first of that new style of relic we started to see, and then they branched out. But they're still great to have.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're good because they're good to have because they're good plugs or just enough to push you into your max resists. So
they're pretty versatile.
The only downer sometimes is you're looking for. It's like playing Go Fish. You're looking for this resist, and then you're looking at your orbs, and you're like, nah, that one doesn't line up. That one doesn't line up. That one doesn't line up. So you do want your orb resists to work out in your favor and have them both be effective and not just only one. So, but here, let's get into some of our meat of our discussion for tonight. So, for instance, right off the bat, we're going to hit this one because it's the first thing they mentioned and one of the most important, I believe, in the game, in these update notes, is the fact that they're capping the ranged resist and the capping the melee resist. So we're going to start with that. Oh, what? And Gaming Jaeger leaves? Oh my gosh.
Jaeger? Bro!
He'll probably pop back in. He was excited for this. So what do you think, JJ?
Bro, I think this is game-changing. I think this is absolutely game-changing. And I do, and I'm sure if anybody's watching this who hears my comments, I'm a huge advocate of going the different direction. And that by the different direction, I mean, I think we need more. Previously, I thought we needed more 100% either ranged or melee resist. I don't see an issue with it. It pisses people off because they didn't bring the right army. But you lose, you go back, and you bring a different army, and you win. It's that simple. So I was previously, and still don't see a problem with that. But what I like about this is I love the fact that they went back and they brought the Shadow Dancer and got rid of the Weaver. Now everybody's on the fair table. Because, I have 2 Shadow Dancers. I'm one of the fortunate people who've had that. And, I felt bad for people that didn't. But the fact that they capped it is great. I think it's great, and I hope that we now see more ranged resist relics and melee resist relics because there is a limit. There's a cap there, and I really hope we see more relics that we can have unique builds. And I think it was important that they made range 95 and melee 80. I think that was a wise move on their part because range, you could you can pile up some skeletons, and then you can have a bunch of ranged hitting. And if range was maxed at 80 and melee 95, I don't think that would have been a wise move.
No, it wouldn't have.
You needed a ranged to be higher, because range can get more damage off.
Yep.
As long as they can get those shots off.
And range can also get to the enemy quicker than your melee. Your melee has to get all the way up there.
Right. So I really do. I actually love this move. I don't have any issues with it at all, and I really hope it's a sign that we see more relics that offer ranged and or melee resist.
Like, for instance, this new Odin Conquest that seems to be on like the not back burner, but the tail end of the April calendar.
Yeah.
Because everybody's talking about Gungnir or whatever.
The Funglfleer and the Mungmir. I hope they're all come out.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I hope we get them all back.
So, Gaming Jaeger, your rebuttal? I just wanted to say that.
my rebuttal, I mean, I could get probably a little long-winded under. I'll try to keep it pretty short and sweet, though.
It's all right. We still need more people to join in, so we can keep it long-winded right now.
Yeah, it doesn't have to get I won't get it too long-winded, but when it comes to resists and all this, I feel like there's... all right, let me put it. I agree with JJ. I'll put it that way. I agree with JJ. I don't think having 100% melee resist or ranged resist is a problem. There's so many different types of damage opportunities that having a pure 100% on some of them is not that big of a deal. And people that are fussing about it and are upset about it are ones that just they're mad because they don't have one themselves, or they're mad because they just can't seem to figure out how to get around one of them.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
other side to it, though, where I think I would prefer this is, again, I would prefer that they try to focus on how to capitalize on the different damage types versus just trying to do this constant teeter-totter of what's already in the game. Months ago, when the whole range thing came out, people were saying, if you think it's broken, just cap it at 95% and then just call it a day and leave everybody with the Shadow Weaver. And then they spent all this time going around a different direction to end up coming right back where the community had already said, just do this, and it would have been fine. So to me, I'm looking at that, I'm just kind of like, man, like what just a waste in time and resources that could have been avoided.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Because this was a solution I think we came to as a community months back, right? And
it was like literally within a day of them being we're gonna just drop this relic. It's like, why? You made a whole new relic, you did the whole new art, you wrote the whole new code, you did all this.
Yeah, well, do you remember a very outspoken Fetch that wanted Shadow Dancer?
He was just a hater, bro.
Yeah, this is exactly what he wanted. If anybody remembers Fetch, if anybody remembers him, this is exactly what he wanted.
But his comments were clearly transparent.
Yeah.
He was just a hater because he didn't have one. And he was very honest that the way that he fought, if he had this item, he felt like he could dominate. And I was like, you know what, man, it's not about that. It's about it being fair and across the board. I felt bad that I had two of them.
Oh, hashtag R.I.P. Sofetch. R.I.P. R.I.P.
He took too many cookies from the cookie jar.
Yeah, he did. But yes.
But yeah, nice to see you, bro. Great streams the other day. Interesting stuff you're putting out, man. It was nice to see you.
Thanks. I just been messing around. JJ, I gotta say you're sounding you got a new headset or something like that you're coming through on. You change up some gear or anything? You got a different sound coming in. Maybe it's my headpiece.
It might be that I'm close to the game. I'm grinding as we speak, man. We're like I said,
the thing is, Gaming Jaeger, this is the way my Discord is. Everyone can hear each other very well, and it runs like such a very awesome professional setup as it is a Mickey Mouse setup. So, it's odd. It's very strange, but I don't know why. But my Discord, when I use Discord, it seems to work pretty flawlessly. So.
Sounds very crisp and clear. I don't know. I mean, let me pitch this. If you're just talking the whole damage thing, this is where I prefer that they start to focus on when it comes to the damage. I'm going to throw this out there. Is I think they need to introduce a structured strength and weakness scale to it. When I was reading those notes, I sat there thinking to myself, like they need to design and introduce the concept of, let's say, you know, they can't do a triangle because it's not that simple anymore. But you've got 5 elements. It needs to be like lightning needs to have an advantage, you know, do this bonus damage towards physical, and physical should do a bonus damage towards, you know, fire. Ooh. Like they need to have buffs that calculate elements.
Bro, that's some next level strategy stuff, man.
They need that. And then they need it now, especially that you've got these Titans that are buffing dual sets of troops. So if you're bringing ice and lightning, you've got to factor in the dual strengths against those, you know. And here's the way that I thought it. It would be lightning gives an advantage over physical, so maybe it's just an increase in damage output calculation, or you know, a decrease in their ability to resist it, whatever way you want to look at it. Physical goes against poison, poison goes against fire, fire goes against ice, and ice goes against lightning. Like that would be a structure that just makes sense to me. And there needs to be an advantage of bringing in the actual element.
Oh, wow. In addition to the damage, melee versus ranged.
Right. So, and then there's also the calculation of melee range, you know, like that stuff's in there. But right now we have all these elements in there, and if you really look at it, they don't really mean anything. They're just, every single one of them is just straight up a damage that you can resist, but there's no advantage of choosing an ice titan to fight a fire titan.
Right.
It's a matter of just whether or not they're resisting an element, but there's actually no advantage of ice versus fire or fire versus ice. Like the elements themselves don't really mean anything. And that's something that they've got to capitalize on. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'll put this out here I said this the other day on my stream, but I am starting to get a little worried about where DOT lies in comparison to all the new games that are starting to come out. They were a leader, but they're starting to lose their edge and their advantage over some of the mobile games.
And it won't be long until DOT is elapsed because of newer technology. And really, the main thing that's going to keep it going is going to be us dinosaurs that have invested so much money in the game that we just can't let go of it.
I mean, I'm not going to let go of DOT, don't get me wrong, because I've already invested in it. It's the same reason why I still have my Sega connected. Like, I'm so many years into it, you just keep rolling with it. But like, they can't keep the state of the game. They need to look at something that's going to be a major shift.
Up the complexity of it is one.
It has to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they've been doing this here. I'm going to scroll down to the next topic here. So basically, they've been doing these. They've done the troop. What was it? The troop. We're on like Mondays. They do troop craft. The troop craft events, modified troops. Now they did the spell surge events or whatever. Now they've officially modified shield and rage spell buffs. It sounds like they're really trying to get people to start using other spells other than Raise Dead and Thunder and Lightning Storm. So, do you think this is at all affecting players, or do you think people are just gonna not give a crap at all about Rage and Shield? Because they also have a Poison Cloud spell buff as well included, which really wasn't even looked at yet. At least in like a spell of a modified spell week or whatever. What do you think about that?
Diego, you want to go first, or
we also have one more guest on here. We have one more guest that just popped in. Okay. I don't know if anybody knows, but Anthrax is here. I don't know if he.
Yeah, I just
Huzzah!
What's up, Anthrax?
Not much. Just to touch on what Jaeger was saying about the elements going against each other, one combat and another one. Kind of sounds like just a rock paper scissors type thing.
Yes. Yeah. But it's 5-way rock, paper, scissors, so that's what they need.
So it's rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't forget the hand grenade in there.
Exactly. Hand grenade. But yeah, they do. They need a more strategic rock paper scissors built into it. Exactly, Anthrax.
Now, about the rework of the Shadow Dancer and the Shadow Weaver and all that. My question is, it's not that big a deal. I mean, you're talking 5%, okay? It's really not that big a deal. But
no, it's not 5%, bro. It's 25%. The old one is 70%. I'm sorry, the Shadow.
No. They're capping it. They're capping it at 95.
Sorry, I thought you meant them bringing.
So, like you and I, JJ, we're going to lose 5% range resist.
Right. Instead of having 100, we get 95.
Right, but I'm just wondering how many people is going to push off not doing the update to run that 100% as long as they can.
Oh, Dawn of Titans will put something out that requires it, and you'll.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, they'll force you to update.
They will.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're going to force an update on you, but I was just wondering, because they had to do something to kind of combat. I think my theory is that they did all this, which, like y'all said, they should have just done this in the beginning and been done with it and save a lot of time and money, rather than making a new relic and going through all that and making a whole bunch of people mad. But
the executive committee vote on it, and it needed to take till the next quarter because it didn't get into the last committee meeting, so it got delayed 6 months. Right,
one too many, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, one too many. What's up, Wrecking Nomad? What's up, Shia? Captain Howdy. FL Rebel, the way I use Shield and Rage, the new changes will be a negative. Weakens my attack. That's horrible to hear, FL Rebel. So
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Shield and Rage, mainly Rage, they've always had a place. It's just their versatility and what's really getting the job done. But I mean, you throw a Rage spell on a cluster of Maidens, and you just turned an M16 into a 50 cal. You know what I mean? Those are. So I don't know. I actually kind of like it, and so I think they all kind of have a purpose. I think some are more useful than others. I like the direction they're going with it. I wish for certain things. Like,
FL Rebel says it's the shorter duration.
Oh yes. Agree. Well, I do agree with that. The shorter duration is it makes them less valuable. Absolutely. But not so much with the Rage. I think the Rage still has value to me. I like the Poison Cloud. A lot of people kind of tossed the Poison Cloud away a long time ago because it doesn't really have. There's better stuff out there, right? Why Poison Clouds used to be the standard to combat Grenadiers or Poison Clouds were great to just drop one or two of them on the spawn point.
Yeah, spawn point.
Watch everything melt.
Mm-hmm.
But now with buffed Skellies, there's a lot more useful. I mean, they get the job done a little bit faster. But honestly, and I think Jaeger, you touched on this slightly on your stream last night, and I know I had mentioned it when I saw Zeus. But I'm looking forward to seeing more Titans that buff spells.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Calvarax. He was the first. And we've got Zeus. He's doing lightning spells and lightning damage. I can't wait to see one that does. What about a Titan that's like an Unak Titan that makes a meteor strike that drops 3 times as many meteors inside that circle.
Okay.
Yes.
I get that.
Awesome.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm concerned. My Gen 5. I think if I remember correctly, I figured a Gen 5 Titans would be your spells, and I think that's the direction we're going. But I got another one. Throw this out there real quick.
Go ahead. But I got something right after you, Jaeger. Go ahead.
All right, I'll keep this short and sweet to it. I think working on spells is a little late right now again, and I'm trying really not to be so negative, but it's just coming out this way. spells were used a lot a while ago. People were all over the spells. They were using the mixtures. They were bringing the rage and bringing, when we only had meteor and then lightning made it kind of obsolete. And we were bringing in the fireball to burn the trees. I mean, here's what I'm picking up on. This is even I myself and what I'm hearing from a lot of people is with Zeus and Storm Maidens and the whatever 15 lightning storms that he can bring and the Omega troops, you don't have enough time to get through all of these.
You can't drop everything fast enough before everything's dead.
No, so they're buff. They're starting to buff things that people are bringing Lightning Storm right now because they can get 15 of them for free, and you literally barely have enough time to even drop all of that stuff to manage all of it. That they're starting. I'm afraid that they're starting to buff spells that people just straight up don't have time to use on the battlefield right now. Current gameplay doesn't mean that it couldn't change in the future. But if it changes in the future, are those spells going to be the relevant ones that we need? So those are my thoughts. Finn.
Finn.
Nice.
What's up, Dominic? Shia says 20-second ice spell. Captain Howdy is on the JJ and Zalon train. I think they need to do more promotion for this game. I never see anything on YouTube, but of games all the time. Yeah, we harp on that quite often, Captain Howdy. Promotion is a major thing. Like I've always said, I want to go and I want to find the marketing department.
And the data's out there too. If you saw my end of video, which was more like first quarter video, that's not my analysis that I've showed. That's a third party country, company, an unbiased that rates all applications, and that's somebody else's opinion. And so we know it, but a lot of people know it, not just us. And yeah, anyway, not going to get on I'm going to keep harping on. You'll hear marketing out of my voice probably every chance I get.
That's right. What's up, Tag Her? So we're just going through some of they're just probably halfway, if not just about maybe 3/4 of the way. But the what's next column is actually pretty big. But Storm Maiden AI improvements, we're going to talk about that real quick. And then I do want to get into the game to show off the 1.31 update itself because I do have it, so everybody can check it out. So do stay tuned for that, and or if you do drop off, to come back and check it out later. Or for the people watching, after the fact, just skip ahead if that's what you're looking for. So here we are, Storm Maiden AI improvements. Now this, I'm just going to say my quick piece on this, is only a snippet of what people have been harping on. And a lot of players are looking for either the lightning elemental resist to be modified, or the actual maidens themselves to be changed, either the rate of their fire or their base damage, or just people saying nerf, nerf, nerf. There's a lot of all of that. So, and there's definitely multiple sides. I feel like, and again, JJ, and real quick, I will just make this one point, and this is something I was discussing with Tox last night, and it was just me and him on Discord, and I kind of broke this down to Tox, and this is why I, again, am going to these categories again, and that is the less than 1 year players, the 1 to 2 year players, and the 2 year plus players. Because the players that are under a year, they pretty much have no say on Storm Maidens. Why, you would say, is they probably just got them. So if they just got them, how do they have any real opinion on, oh yeah, I've been playing with them for the last 6 months, stuff, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you haven't been because you're an under a year player. Then there's the 1 to 2 year players. Typically, because they're in a situation where they're not playing, they don't have a ton of relics. Even the 1 to 2 year players, they have some relics. They definitely have some 4 stars, but they don't have a crap ton of relics where they can say, oh yeah, I got that 100% lightning resist. Oh yeah, I got 100% this resist and 100% that resist. Not a lot of them have crap tons of resist. They're not battling at Castle 25 level, unless there may be a few.
They have holes.
There may be a few, yes, but they're not what I would call a more complete player to being someone who has a lot of relics to choose from, multiples of those relics, and can really, when you go on DOT database, a lot of times players make their builds and everything, and when you look at a lot of those builds, you say, well, it seems like that person just doesn't have a lot of relics. I mean, they're just making the build with whatever they got.
Right. I'm like, why did they choose that? Oh,
yes,
because they don't have the same.
Yes. So again, the 1 to 2 year players are, again, they have, like JJ said, they have holes. They're, and mostly in relics more than titans. They got the titans, but they just got to get that real nice supply of relics to be able to really mess around with. And
or
then
if they got a titan, they have one roll, whereas some of us, this is our 4th or 5th version, and so we have an ideal roll at this point, or not,
or still not, yeah.
Or still not.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, exactly. And then the 2 year plus players have more of what we just discussed, what we said, just have more rolls and more options on your relics. So I just feel that those players are the ones that are saying, a lot more of them are saying fix the resists than they are saying just fix the damage, because I feel like a lot of the players are saying fix the damage and everything else are the 1 to 2 year players because they can't handle it at all. They're just getting smoked. I mean, the 1 to 2 year players, they don't stand a chance at all right now. So a lot of them are saying, just nerf them, but they're not saying anything about resists because they just don't deal with it. So
long and short of it, though, what we're experiencing in the game currently with a Titan like Zeus has, at least in my opinion, from the last 2+ years that I've played, we've never experienced a single Titan that had the ability to dominate the game in such a capacity. Yes, we've had ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys of certain. There was the Panther meta. There was the different times when Calvarax was the it guy. But we've never had one single, in my opinion, that I can recall, one single Titan that could steamroll everything, even the best of defenses. I mean, you can do that even with Panthers. Like, I had a gangster Kamathi, but if you had a Skolnar that was resist against poison, I had a hard time with when Panther meta was it. Now you could have 100% resist against lightning, 48% resist against ranged on something like I've seen Valorn taken out, and I've seen Kronos taken out with Zeus. That's ridiculous. That shouldn't. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
I don't know. I might have to. I'm not. I agree with you, but I also might say I don't think this is the first we've seen excessive troop power. Remember when you used to multi-tap with Panthers? Granted, it wasn't like by design or whatever it might be, but think of the power you used to dominate with Panthers, and that's why everyone ran Panthers, and it was Panthers. Yep. I think we're in that same wave. It's just with a different troop. You're not multi-tapping it, but they're still liquidating it the way that you could literally tap, and just melt a Titan.
You would just hear Doom on Discord, man, just tapping away. Tapping away.
That was melting a single Titan. I don't recall being able to do that against the Skolnar back in that day. If the Skolnar and the Goliaths all had 90+% resist against poison, I don't recall being able to do that. I do recall being able to do that against a single Titan that was a Paladin. Yes, I agree.
It wasn't to the same scale. That's why I say I definitely agree. It wasn't to the same scale, but but back then the scales were also much different. So it's it's hard to compare. But that's why everybody and their mother ran Ladega and Kamathi Panthers, is because you could just straight up melt the world.
Oh, FO Rebel says multi-tap is still a thing. Just have to do it differently. Oh,
well, yeah, you have to tap to keep them moving versus tapping the target.
Right.
But so I'd say, I mean, that's the thing, is we got to reflect on Nika. We do have to realize that this isn't worlds apart from where we've been, but it's neighborhoods,
Yeah, Lex remembers, the good old days of tapping with cats. Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing, though, is I love the rapid tap because then you actually have to do something during your battle. The problem is now you literally can hit auto raid and you're done, and you don't have to think about the battles, and that's the issue.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right, we're going to go to the what's next section, and then I'm going to jump in the game to where I'm going to actually, I have 1.31. I downloaded a little bit ago against anyone who just joined. We're going to take a look at a few things. We'll play with the Maidens, definitely, because I'm going to go into some of the theaters. And yeah, so we'll play around a little bit. So they do say what's next. Beyond 1.31, hardworking, blah, 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 blah. Over the course of the next few months, the team will be working on the following. So here we go. New Titans added to the game, including a legendary Titan that summons Omega Spearman. Ooh, so, I mean, we kind of knew that was going to happen, you know? So, that, you know, because it's the only troop that hasn't gotten an Omega yet, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how effective that's really going to be. And what does everybody think about that? Let's just stop right there, because I don't want to go too much further, because that seems pretty big. If it's going to be an actual viable, what would you say, attacker with Omega Spearman, or is it just going to be a Poseidon situation where you're just using them as blockers?
I think people will use both. I think it'll be attack and defense. I think it has potential. It depends on what kind of skills they put on it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's an attacker. It's kind of going to sort of be like Poseidon, but it also depends on what's the second troop that accompanies it. And also, remember, Spearmen, while they have ridiculous health, they're slower. They're slower than Imps. They're slower than Militia. So while you can drop them on top of a ranged unit and it will fluster it will screw up the ranged unit on offense, on defense, there's a couple of variables. We don't know what the skills will be, and we don't know what the accompanying troop will be. So I think it has potential to be both offensive and defensive, like I think most of the Summoning Titans do to a degree.
Okay. Anybody else? Gaming Jaeger? Anthrax? Anything else you guys think about this new legendary Titan?
My big thing with, Spearmen, I think are ideally built around defense, not offense. I just personally don't think that they're fast enough to really make major moves. When it comes to offense, I don't think that they can compete with the extreme offensive abilities we have now between Zeus, Kronos, and a really great Poseidon that might be built. I'll go for it, of course, just because we round out a collection, as bullish as it may be, but I'll go for it. And I probably could be a solid defender contender in lineup, but I don't think I would probably pitch it as an offensive Titan.
Okay.
Basing it just off of the Spearman concept alone, and that's it. But again, that's the throwing a different troop in there, but we could have an Omega Spearman Titan that's also the other skills all boost, shield spells for him, and
What's going on, Michael Marlowe? Good to see you. Hot Action Gaming, good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Joe, good to see you. King Josh, good to see you. I saw Nade popped in here earlier. I said something, but I don't know if he heard me or not. Just seeing if I missed anybody else. But no, we're good. You were going to say something, JJ?
Yeah, man, there was a point that it just slipped. I wanted to go back, so please continue, but there was something I wanted to touch on before you
get too far.
Forward.
Oh, what was it? I had to deal with Storm Maidens?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, it did have to do with Storm Maidens. It's so.
Go ahead.
So somebody made a comment that said, I think this is an adjustment that everybody can get behind, and I would generally agree with that. Absolutely, fixing or addressing the AI, the Storm Maidens not acting in a intelligent fashion and really just running to their death if the wrong troop was in the way and they wanted to attack the Titan for some reason. I think that's ignorant, and I think that should have been corrected. But what I think the irony of it is a lot of the conversations we've been hearing have been to make Storm Maidens somewhat less effective, and they went in the opposite direction. which I agree they should have done. And I hope that they look at grenadiers as well, because grens tend to do the same thing sometimes, and possibly archers, I'm not sure. It's just a lot more prevalent with Storm Maidens because of the way the mechanics work. But likewise, I think, or not likewise, but it's funny that a lot of the conversations were to reduce the efficacy of the Storm Maidens, and they just increased their how useful and effective they are. We heard a lot of the N word floating around, but it was kind of the opposite.
That's right. Nerf or nothing. Remember that?
Now, I missed the live stream and not sure exactly what all was spoke about, but was there anything said or mentioned about Zeus himself and how he kind of seems like he has Tourette's every now and then and doesn't know what to do?
The patch notes look a little bit blurry. Oh, I didn't. Should be streaming in 720. Oh. I can't zoom out or anything like that. Sorry about that, Nate. Hopefully, might be just general internet.
I don't believe there was. To answer your question,
y'all know y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Though,
yeah,
he's just got that stutter or whatever you want to call it.
I noticed it primarily. I mean, the only time that I really noticed it, I've narrowed it down to myself on mine, is if a troop dies right as he's about to fire, he stutters, he hesitates, and then he has to retarget. That's the only time that I've ever really noticed it. Is
well, maybe I'm just noticing it more because by the time you start the fight and you're dropping all your lightning spells and basically you're killing everything before he can get a shot off.
He targets it exactly. He keeps he keeps twitching it. So it's that's what I noticed, is it's because Storm Maidens are literally killing stuff before he gets his shot off with. Once you drop those extra, mini titans in there. So,
yeah, that may be what it is, seeing that most of the time because, his targets are going away, so he's having to reset.
So here's the one thing I noticed here on the patch notes here as we go down. Of course, besides from other cool features are being developed for release in 1.32, including improvements to spells on defense. We'll reveal more about these and, closer to release. And also whatever Matt's been working on that he says that's going to be real cool in 1.32. So we'll see exactly what that is. But it does sound like it's still coming this month because they said these updates are going to be happening pretty close together. But I like that we want players to fight hard in their respective alliances, to battle for promotion, create rivalries, and attempt to dominate their league. They actually want this. Interesting. To improve the league system, I'm reading this with a slight bit of sarcasm if you couldn't tell, we will be adding some small additions to league rewards and extra benefits for being in higher... What is that? Wait. Benefits for being in higher leagues? Wait a minute. You mean people will not want to hide in super low leagues anymore? No. We'll see.
People do that?
We'll see. We'll see if it actually works. If they could bait the fish, and see if they can get them.
What they really need to do is stop letting higher level players drop and roll. Even though I'm dropping and rolling in a couple weeks and just going to cause carnage.
Yes.
You hear me, Elite League? I'm going to delete every damn land you have. If you're in Elite League, you're Garrison. It's over. Your game will be ruined for an entire week. So just put your device down.
Okay.
And they let us do that. And I think they shouldn't, but we're going to do it. It's going to be awesome.
So listen to this.
You're going to see a naked league.
I got to jump the band real quick because there's one thing that was asked of me from Yuki. And Yuki wanted me to address... Where is it? Should be
JJ, I might want to join you in on that little fiasco.
It's going to be carnage.
Here we go. So
they let us do it.
So Yuki wanted something. Yuki wanted me to address two things, and I think that's pretty neat. I like the first one especially. There should be league checkpoints. Once you pass a certain league, you cannot go below that league anymore ever. This should prevent people from going too low. I would assume, for example, once you get to Platinum, you can't go below Platinum League ever. This is already a system like that for Proving Grounds. One would think it shouldn't be hard to expand on that. And then the other one was every 13 seasons, all alliances above Platinum are reset back to Platinum and have to make their way to the top league again. Every alliance below Platinum gets reset to Bronze. I like that idea as well, just because we see that a lot of times in a lot of PvP-oriented games where you have you work your way up the chain, and then as soon as you hit a certain, like, it's in what's it called, Clash Royale, and you're able to just get, like I said, to a certain point, and then after like a month, they reset you back. And then you have to obviously work your way back up again. So nobody stays at the top for too long. There's Truth doing his thing. So I like both of those ideas. I'd like to see both of those things implemented, making it so that, everyone does have to work back up to being in top 3. You know what I mean? You don't just sit there all the time, forever and always.
So I agree with that a lot, and really, really like that idea a lot. Minus one piece. I think there should once you're at a certain castle level, if you've progressed, you shouldn't be able to go down. But I think if hypothetically a level 15 castle took a ride with its alliance and it brought them up to a league that was too much for them, I think that lower level castles, I think it should be tiered in that lower level castles should still be able to go back down. But I don't think max castle, if you're castle level 24 or 25, I don't think you should be allowed to leave Legends.
You might. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, we're going down there. A handful of players are going down there to just to spice things up. And we're not just gonna cap and delete castle level 20 One Wing Sephiroth. It'll be castle level 4 if they're there. We'll shave them and camp them because natural motion lets us, and because it's a game and we're bored and we're gonna go have fun. And I don't think they should let us do that, but we're doing it. It's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
So here's some thoughts around leagues. They don't need small changes. To be honest, without any backup thought behind it, I don't know if the current league system really serves what DOT needs. But if it were to be based off the current league system, I think the other thing that actually needs more attention is the alliance side of how leagues work. I think that when you go into an alliance, I think that alliance needs to win a certain, not just VP, because like all of a sudden, just because you won one season in an easy league doesn't mean that you should be ready for the next promotion. I think you should have to win, before you get out of bronze, you should have to win one season. Before you get out of silver, you have to win 2 seasons. Before you get out of gold, you have to win 3 seasons before you actually promote up. I think there needs to be more of a structure, maybe something like that.
So you think it's too easy to promote up the chain?
It's too easy to promote. Yeah, you could just literally bypass login for a day, pop into a dead thing, and all of a sudden you can win a 4-star, some gems, and go up a league. And I think that doesn't make sense. Like, that's not promoting. Promoting should not be farmed or
no more farmed promotion. No more farming promotion. You have to earn your promotion.
You should have to. I mean, it's almost going to be able to be a way to farm in a game like this. But yes, to move up in leagues, you should have to actually win multiple times to actually promote up. I mean, do you think of it like sports? Like, you don't just win one game and all of a sudden now you're, like a AAA, and all of a sudden like you won one game, so now you're like, okay, all you guys have to move up to the pro league now because you guys clearly won one game. You should have to win multiples, making it a series more like that. The other side to it is I agree castle levels should not be able to drop down. I don't know if you could completely straight up stop all of that because, I do agree with the dev side of it that they're like, we don't want to limit friends playing together. Like, if I got a friend that started playing now, I might want to either maybe help him or have him be able to join us. But I do think what should have happened is that by people being in an alliance, there should be rewards for being in that alliance. As your alliance level progresses, your team should earn perks. There should be an increase in resources, increase in anything like that that actually helps the team. Thinking of it like the Throne Wars titles, as you win, you should actually be able to unlock those for your team as you move from Alliance 5 to 15 to 50 to 75 to 100, like all the way up. You should earn increase in stats. And on the flip side, there should be loyalty to it that makes you want to stay with an alliance, that prevents you from dropping. And to help prevent from dropping, I think if you're going to drop out and try to drop down a league, I honestly think it should have to cost you some gems to do so.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea right there either. And Hot Action Gaming just threw a $2 donation. I don't know what this is, but here. Thank you, Hot Action Gaming. I appreciate that. All these Russian alliances sitting there with full VP lands all waiting for reset with 33k VP on each land is in lower leagues is getting so old. Yeah, I can imagine.
VP needs to completely reset to 0 at the start of every single season. All VP land should automatically expire and everybody should start with none at the beginning of a new season.
And then it would really be war. People would be gnawing and clawing at VP lands instead of people sitting on them. I like that.
Oh man! Now they're pouring in, JJ. You were the one. You were the first one here, but now they're pouring in. We have 3 new people that joined Discord. We have Gaming Jaeger on here already. Anthrax is on here, but we do NJJ. But we also have Truth and Rio Hand and Vintage all joined in. All right. So, how are we doing, gentlemen?
Good. Want to jump into the fray.
Nice.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for streaming so long.
No problem, Truth. No problem.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah, so we all went through the what's it called? The blog post already, of course. So just in case if anyone who did just join had any questions or things to add to any of that we did discuss already, feel free to jump on any of that at any time. So, because now I'm going to get into just kind of doing background arena battles and stuff like that. So, while we talk. All right. And I'm doing
I've been compiling, just a gajillion various suggestions, as far as leagues and war and ton of ideas. And of course, as always, I have my own. I think, the whole bullying thing, there is some truth to that, 23 guys should never, ever, ever be in gold and platinum. It's just a joke. So I think they could go a long way in addressing that problem. The whole, what do they call it? The cowardice penalty. I mean, way, way more punitive. If you're attacking 4 castle levels down, you should probably get next to 0 VP. Literally, almost 0.
Like 5? Here's 5 VP for you. 5.
Well, so
instead of 12,000 or whatever, okay, here, have 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Just make it way more punitive.
Okay.
Well, that would actually, that would give validity to the where it actually says in game you get reduced rewards for attacking someone, lower than you. That, I mean, you might get less resources and things like that, but it's not that much less to keep you from doing it.
Yeah. I'm just talking specifically VP. And I want that to apply across the board. Not only Garrison, but there should be no cap bonus on VP lands. And
nice.
if the VP land itself is far below your castle level, it just shouldn't generate that much VP per hour.
I like
reason to be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No cap bonus. I think that might be one of the first times I've heard that in this whole like recent like listing of things that need to be changed or modified or fixed. It's definitely something that would affect many a player that is used to that. So
I actually really like that a lot, Vintage. I think the only slight, and it's not a disagreement, the only issue that I have with it is if a castle level, and it's part of the game mechanics that I feel is partially broken, but if a castle level 18 can attack and successfully beat a castle level 23 or 24, then I don't think, I think that part of it's broken. So
I 100% agree, and that is what takes me back to the Ranger meta. If they can freaking fix balance. That's why balance. It's got to be balance first. And then I think a lot of this other stuff works.
That's not working, though.
I mean, if they locked out leagues to within certain ranges, would that balance it? Like, if Legends only had 20 to 25 castle level allowed in it, would that be as much of a problem having... Like, because then a 17 couldn't take on a 25 because they're not even playing in the same league. I mean, could it be as simple of a fix as that, or is that too restrictive to tell you where you have to play?
If this was my game, as in I am the chairman of the board at Zynga or Natural Motion or whatever, I would do exactly what you said. Legends League is for Castle 22 and up. It's just... You know, in today's game, how many just cry and quit because, you can't let me do this or whatever. But I totally agree with you. I would restrict castle ranges in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because then you don't have the up attacking the down, and you don't have the down attacking the ups. So,
but so I made that comment. I think I made a similar comment on one of your somebody's. I'm pretty sure it was Vintage's video. And Yuki makes a great point, though. By doing that, you're going to or it would shatter in the current state. It would shatter teams. There's certain teams that, like, Yuki's a castle level 14 and he's playing in Legends. I don't know if people realize that. He's a different level of player. And there's plenty of people, and it would shatter by doing that, by implementing that now. But I think it should have been done a long time ago. And I think they should start making directions to get there so that you can't have massive castles going down and bullying, because it's a problem.
Do they need to break it to fix it, though?
What's that?
Headed Jaeger is like, given where we are, don't we just have to blow it up?
Yeah, deal with it.
Is that what we've come to?
I mean, here would be the interesting part is I don't know if anyone necessarily has the stats, other than DOT being able to pull it. How many teams are actually full of players that are that far apart from each other? And if they said, like, hey, at this date, this is, if they don't, as long as they didn't do it like, hey, guys, next week this update's coming. But if they said, hey, in October of 2019, this is going to be the changes implemented. So if you want to be on a team together, it's time to start hustling that castle level up. Because I think there's plenty of people who are sitting at a castle level because maybe they're not motivated to have to get it up, but if the idea of staying together as a team, and many of us know that a lot of us stay together in teams because of the social aspect of the game. I mean, there's people that are still playing the game just because of the social aspect of the game.
Oh yeah,
so if they said here's a 6-month window or a 9-month window, or even if they said at this date next year, you got 1 year, so you can look forward to about 1 year, it's happening. Would that give people the time to make their adjustments and their changes to not have this wreck their world?
I would hope so, and I hope people. Yeah. I honestly, I think if they can deal with it after, we'll figure it out. People will be frustrated, but they've done worse things to piss off the community. Come on.
Well, I mean, it would be in another sense a money grab for them if they did that, because then people would be like, well, I need to be this castle level because I want to stay with these guys, so I'm going to have to spend money, buy gems, rush upgrades and things like that to be able to get there, because I can't do it in the 6-month time frame on the slow grind like I've been doing.
Yeah.
But and how many alliances have multiple teams within them, right? Like, I know not as many alliances are as big as NTG, but NTG has, because they have 3 Legends League teams, but we have some that are down in Masters.
Oh, yeah. They're in the stream right now, too. We have people in the stream right now that are in Masters League and the NTG teams, and they love it down there.
Right. Yeah.
I think every established team base kind of has, if not at least major ones, at least has these feeder ones. I mean, I know, like, the same thing, like the team I'm on, you know, the Beta family has, I think, 5 or 6 teams that are all filled with just, like, you know, not even fully filled, but sometimes just have a variety of different feeders or half-filled farm alliances or low-level competition. So, I mean, I think every alliance probably has some type of network other than, like, you know, Zalon's, you know, 1-year newbies, families, you know, category players. But if anything, yeah, it could probably be seen as a money grab, but they're giving you time to try to get done what you've done. And here's the thing: if it takes you longer, it's not going to stop you from joining those people later. You gotta swap for a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, to my counter to the "hey, don't break up the team" thing, you know, I'd say, well, let me ask you this: you've been in this War Alliance for ages. How long has it been interesting? Don't you want the challenge of, hey, let's try to put together a new squad and see if we can compete and so forth? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's definitely
Legends
alluring.
Can I offer an alternative point of view?
Yes, Riohan. Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Not at all.
Rather than break up the teams, what you were saying about increasing the penalties, what if you made it a penalty gradient where the lower League you got, the higher the penalty was for attacking under, with Legends League having no penalty? So basically, if you don't want to get beat up, move down, and then the teams don't have to break up. But if you're in Elite League, you're going to get nothing for beating the crap out of a castle level 13.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea.
Complexity, I'm always all about.
And
I'm not sure how they could implement it, but it would be interesting.
Yeah, and if they were to implement the whole, you know, castle level so-and-so can't be in Legend League because it's not a high enough castle level, you've got to be this, say, level 22 and up to be in Legend League, that's gonna put a lot of people in a sour spot when it comes to events, because how many minis get brought in that are of a level 14 or 15 or whatever just to do events? That would make events a whole different, you know, scenario.
So, but let me ask this. Let me just. I'm going to throw 2 quick things out there. Is to the, I think Rio, you threw that out there, is that it helps the big guys from attacking the little guys. But what happens when you're in a scenario where you have these castle level 14s that have these, you know, these that they can absolutely beat at 25, and they can rob, let's say, a large amount of VP, but that team can't gain it back by hitting that same player. So it tilts the scales almost in too much favor to the little guys, I think, if we don't have, you know, because I might be able to bully you up, but a little player can also bully the big player. It's not one directional.
So that's the point I was trying to make earlier.
Yeah, so that's the challenge. The other thing I would say, though, is I guess this is just, you know, I think it's all perception. For me, at least. When I think of the word legend as a player, a Castle 13 is not a legend player.
Exactly.
So I just think, like, you're not a master player at Castle level.
My mini's pretty tough.
Yeah, it can be tough, but it's only gold quality, right? I mean, so I think the thing is, if we're going to have these leagues, at least I just look at them by the name. A legendary player is somebody who's at castle level 23, 24, 25.
True.
Like, you don't start the game and all of a sudden you start competing at the highest level. There's almost no other game I've ever played.
If you're a hacker, you do. If you're a hacker, you do.
What about
What would you consider that?
Oh man,
platinum is. I mean, that's getting the first base in life.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, gold, platinum, there's not much different. That's all. I think gold and platinum is you're still learning the ropes. You're still balancing it out. I don't think you start figuring out decent gameplay until you're probably an elite style player. Your champions is you know what you're doing, but you're not powerful enough to do it yet. Masters is you're powerful enough to do it, but you just can't do it hard enough yet. And Legends is you go hard.
Yes.
That's how I perceive these leagues.
Yeah, you wouldn't have nobody starting day one at Castle level 6 in Legend League like, I did.
Oh, for me personally, whenever I jump from Gold League, and then straight to Masters League. Because I was Castle 12, yeah.
So these Storm Maidens are still... I have the 1.31 update, and I'm using them right now. I just want to point this out, because I just did it last battle and this one for the arena. They're still targeting the Titan in the back and running into Imperials. Even though some of the maidens are targeting the troops in the front, Auto Orders is still throwing some of them to the Titan in the back.
Now, Zalon, though, that's just at the initial auto order, correct?
Correct. Well, but I watched them run though into the Imperials.
Right. If you can micromanage the starting wave, they better target in the second waves. Only the auto order is still not quite perfect.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that because this is something to just be concerned about when it comes down to just event grinding. Because a lot of people with Maidens, they'd rather just hit fight or hit auto orders and fight, but just not have to know which one to hit. They would rather just hit it every time or not hit it every time, so you don't have to really be concerned about it. So,
Zalon, try do a select all, and then just target something that's not an Imperial right in the front, and when they retarget. Close on what they're retargeting.
All right,
I want to see a retarget.
All right, well here I gotta hit something that's better than that. So we gotta go to gold. We gotta gold to gold 1 or gold 2, just because I was just messing around with the bronze, but it doesn't matter. They were still had a decent amount of troops to go up against. So we're gonna skip these. Yeah, I know there's still an hour and 16 minutes left, but we're doing the live stream and I'm not waiting that long. So here we go.
For science.
Yeah.
Oh, Zalon, did you find that Zeus is overpowered, like Vintage says, or do you think he's underpowered?
Well, he's extremely overpowered. I was just taking down Silver 1 and Silver 2 with level 20 Zeus. I mean, and level 22 Maidens. I mean, level 20, it's like, all right, add another 40 levels to him. Like a level 24 star shouldn't be able to do what he's able to do already, which is pretty ridiculous. But here I'll just take Olmerand in.
And it's not Zeus, it's the Maidens.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just taking all Maidens in anyway. Because you can take Maidens in with all and pretty much any Titan at this point. Yeah, including Runa, somebody was talking about that in their video. I think it might have been Vintage, talking about taking Runa in with.
That's the hip thing to do in Legends now because they're bored.
Yeah,
they're trolling people. Their defense log, they see nothing but Runa.
Nice.
That's smart.
There you go.
Runa and all Maidens, and they're just wrecking everything.
We're going to take Olmerand and all Maidens. Here you go. just
make Olmerand a paladin.
Suicide Maidens for life, says Nade. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. Here, let's try it again here. This is I think this is a gold 1. I did get earlier in one of my silver battles. I got my first event reward, so at least I got one star. But here, okay, so right off the bat, select all. And if you do auto orders, we're looking at, I mean, some of these guys.
No, I'm talking select all.
Oh, select all?
Just target one of the spearmen.
Oh, you want something real close? I got all Imperials.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it actually doesn't matter what you initially target. It's after that first unit dies.
What they go to next?
Attack one thing.
All right, got it. We're going. So that first unit is finally dead. We're playing a surround map, so this might not be the greatest example.
You should hit someone's garrison.
Well, we could do that too. I just wanted to get these arenas done because, well, frankly, I wanted to see what rewards I got, and if I got anything half decent, I'd at least get it on stream. But I want to see where these maidens are actually attacking, but like I said, the surround map isn't the greatest option for that.
So there, I saw them retarget to the right oncoming Imperials rather than targeting the Titan. So that looks right.
Oh, is it a good strategy to use like all Maiden?
Oh, and we're not talking about general strategy. We're talking about, does the AI work right?
Yeah. We're talking about what they're targeting after they take down the initial unit. But I lost all those maidens anyway.
So the current issue is just with the select all function then.
Yeah, well, and just the auto order at the beginning. After that initial first round, they should be like, if you could select all, target them at the beginning versus auto order. Next wave, like the next wave of the battle, like they should be fine.
Yeah.
But you could try it on any island that has Imperials also, and see if they retarget the Titan versus the other Imperials.
Hey, Vintage.
Sir.
When the event starts tomorrow or whenever it's supposed to, I'll have plenty of event lands set up for you.
Cool.
Oh, all right.
Nothing.
And Masters?
Still nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Who said yes?
What was the question?
Who's in Masters League?
Currently in Discord, I don't think...
I am.
Anthrax is. There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
Vintage is.
Okay.
Vintage is across the pond from me. We're on the same server.
Nice.
Oh, which server?
I don't know.
No.
They're not numbered 1 or 2. I don't know. We're on the fun one. How about that? The other one's boring because we're not there.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
So
we're actually on a really good server, Anthrax. There's tons of event lands.
Oh yeah.
I've been farming food like crazy because I'm still working on 5-star relics.
Well, go visit the Turkish folks. They got lots of food.
Oh, the Turkish folks. Oh, man.
Yeah, there's one of them in there that's you tap on any land at his garrison, and it gives you the kicks you out of the game, gives you the error. The Joe error shows up.
Oh, the Joe error. Nice.
That's powerful Turkish food.
Right.
Seriously.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy. It's a spicy meatball. All right, so who else?
Oh, well, I'm going to be doing, converting all my lands to PP. So
Good choice. Good
like,
choice.
Alliance rank 14, and if you see me at the event, you can just feel free to attack.
Well, that's a good thing. Converting all your lands to ping pong for the event is always the best option. Or you could just make them ping pong lands to begin with. That is also very good to do.
Or you can go completely naked and take advantage of everyone else's ping pong lands. Yes.
There is something to be said about somebody who can fight naked.
It's true, too. It's true. Let's see. Who do I want to go into gold 2 with?
Runa.
Runa. Should I go into gold 2 with Runa? Just
Daniel
wants me to go in with Runa. There you go.
If your Ulrich has ice resist, he would be unkillable, and then your Maidens could clean everything up.
Oh, wait. Could I do it with Ulrich? See, he was always my classic favorite from the olden days. So, let's see. Wait a second. I forget what resists he has at this point. He might have ice resist. I forget which ones they were.
Oh, guys, what do you guys think of the cap on the resistance against melee and physical? Or no, melee and range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we discussed it a little bit earlier, but I'm sure maybe some other people do have some ideas as well, since a lot of other people have joined here on Discord. So if anybody does want to field that question, that's a pretty good topic.
So, I'm in favor of anything that makes in the game equal for everybody. So I like it, buddy.
And also, too, Vintage, do you have the Shadow Dancer, or do you have the Shadow Weaver?
Shadow Weaver.
Okay, because everybody with Shadow Weaver is just going to get the upgrade anyway, so it's going to be retroactive, and so there won't be a whole bunch of people upset, and everything else. Oh, thank you, Truth.
Oh, hold on, but wait a minute. But they can't fix my Artemis?
Yeah, right? Right?
No, but you can fix your Artemis.
Yeah, JJ.
No,
JJ. Now, JJ. No. You can't.
Sorry.
You can't do that. You can't do that. It's
all fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in with Calvarex just for fun. We'll do this. We'll do Calvarex with all Maidens. And we're going to watch him again here going in gold 2.
Oh, this is just me wild guessing. But JJ, you were saying, hey, we need more melee resist and more range resist in the game. This might be step 1 toward them putting out more relics that have those resists. Or more Titans, of course.
Bro, totally agree. And you know me, I don't see an issue with there being 100% resist to either ranged or melee. I don't. And I'm going to stick to that. I don't see it. Oops, you picked the wrong army, so you go back again with something different.
Yeah, I see that.
But I do like that they standardize it, and I agree with you because I felt kind of guilty. I have 2 weavers, or the good ones. I have two Shadow Dancers, and I do feel kind of guilty that not everybody can have that, and it's not fair. It's great that I have them, but that's not right, really. But I really didn't.
I've never had a problem.
Yeah, that relic really isn't that big of a deal, honestly. Just because you have your Titan is resistance, even if it's 100% resistance against melee, it's the troops getting those up there. If you could get those 100 or 95% resistant melee or whatever or whatever it is, that's the big game changer. And I agree with you. I think the fact that they capped it, and I like where they capped it. I think melee needed to be higher. I mean, I think ranged needed to be higher than melee. But I think it is it's a sign, like you have suggested, that potentially we might start to see more. Thankfully, because there's a cap now, they can't break the game. Now that there's a cap, why not have more resist ranged, or why not have more resist melee relics out there? And I think it's wonderful. Bring back the defender that everybody wanted.
Yeah,
bring back the ice maul.
Bring back the yeah. You got Bo saying they took my ice maul. That's right.
Mine vanished too.
Yeah.
What's an ice maul?
It's the relic that makes your Titan damage turn to ice. So you could have any.
It's way overhyped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Way overhyped.
Yeah, back in the day it was a big thing, but that's also when we didn't really, didn't really care about. Ooh, I got 2-star event relics. That's unexpected. Well, I'm glad I did that then. But anyway, so it was back in the day when you cared more about doing damage with your Titan than you are doing damage with your troops, which is typically when you were lower level. So Ice Maul isn't exactly really relevant because it really doesn't do anything for your troops. Now, if they put out relics that changed your, modified your troops' elemental damage, that would be interesting. That would be different. So it would goof people up hardcore. Because then you could even put, change your defensive. Because if they put out a relic that had, say for instance, the last skill on it was just like elemental resist relics, where the last one changes, and they have multiple versions of it, it would be a really fun idea because obviously people could see that it's there, potentially, if it was on a land. Otherwise, they wouldn't know at all, but your troops may actually do different damage than they actually are. So,
could you imagine if they
poison Chronos?
Yeah, could you imagine if they introduced the rock paper scissor element effect and then introduced relics that allowed you to change elemental damage? That would be pretty awesome. So
yeah, just put that bit out there too. That I just think that because I liked your idea, Gaming Jaeger, when it was that the elemental. Yeah, the elemental rock, paper, scissors situation. But just to put out the idea of the whole reason why everyone doesn't care about the Ice Maul anymore is the fact that it was very Titan-oriented, whereas if they did make one towards troops, people would be like, and it was, because if it was obvious, if they have that relic, well then that's what that is, blah, blah, blah. But if you had one relic that had 6 different versions for changing just troop. It doesn't have. They don't have to label it Imperials change to. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. That's a little excessive, and that's what we're getting to some of those old relics that were kind of a little off kilter because they were very specific.
Just make it troop change.
Just make it troop. Element change. Troop damage changes to this element, and just make 6 of the relics. And that's done deal, and then you're able to put that on there, and that relic will actually if they would have made that new community relic, the elemental grasp or whatever, that would have been interesting to make that the elemental one, whereas 6 different ones for your troops. That would have been a good one to do that with.
I don't see why they don't just do that with everything though. Like they have it with all the other basic relics. They have it with a dragon helm. Why isn't there a Spartan helm that is 6 different versions? Because every time you see a Spartan helm, you're like, oh, I'm not bringing lightning or poison, whatever it is, Mm-hmm. And the same thing with the
some of them that have the 2 resists. Some of them that have the 2 resists, you only have to make 3. You don't have to make 6 relics. But still.
Right. But I'm just saying, why not make that for everything? They do it with other things.
Because we only have 500 relic slots, that's why.
Yeah, touche.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but there was a comment made during the live stream about Titan Experience storage or Titan Experience saving. Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
Great idea.
Why? Of course, everybody loves it, but I mean, how?
I hope it's a new building.
Yeah, you hope it's a new building. Okay.
Maybe they'll actually make the Eternal Shrine do something with that.
Oh my God! My hopes are lost. No, my hopes are lost on that one. I don't know. I think it would again. Rather than just making it like here, you can start saving it. At least give us something to do in the game for a while, and that would be upgrade a bank building that as you upgrade it, you're able to store more XP in it. That's all. Just it gives players who are already maxed something to do, and that's just at least work on another building for a couple of days. I mean,
wait a second. So wait, does that XP bank? What would you do would it produce XP relics?
Ooh.
No. Well, maybe, but no. I think it would be one of those ones that would be. It would if you go into battle with the Max Titan, that XP would just automatically transfer to the bank.
I understand. I understand that, but when the XP transfers to the bank, how does the bank XP get back into the Titans? I'm thinking back end here.
Maybe it saves up and turns into an XP relic.
That's what I'm referring to, is because it needs to be able to cash out. You have to cash it out somehow. So
I don't think you should get full percent. And I know I don't want to say this out loud, but I don't think you should get the full percentage, though.
I agree with that.
It should be a tax of sorts. I don't think it should be drastic. Like, instead of getting 303, you get like 100. But I think there should be some sort of tax.
I agree. I agree.
Here, that encourages you to use unmaxed Titans from time to time.
Because we don't have enough taxes in our life.
That's right.
Totally
I can already hear the complainers right now. They're going to say, I get taxed in life, and I get taxed in my game.
I'm totally on board with you. I think if you're using a Max Titan, you shouldn't get all of the XP from that battle either. I think it needs to encourage diversity. Right? Exactly.
You'll use Zeus or Kronos and that's it. All your other Titans would be, whereas if you got a little bit more, slightly more, maybe you'd be more encouraged.
Mm-hmm.
But then we'd need Prometheo to come up with a curve of how efficient you would be if you used a Max Titan with 5 slots or 6 slots versus using a level 23 and getting them. I'm sure we could do some analysis there. I'm just kidding.
There, I have a more concrete idea, but it builds. You could make a building, but like it collects XP from your Max Titans like after you battle.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a 15% tax on the XP.
Mm-hmm.
And you build it, but you can make exchange rates like the 1, 2, 3, and 4 star XP relic. Like you would have to get enough XP, and then you can exchange that XP for a relic of your choice. Like
that's exactly what we just said, Dylan. That's what we've been.
Literally,
well, I know. I was trying to say it like a
yeah, but he reworded it, guys. It sounded cooler.
Okay. Dylan did reword it. We'll give you credit for that one, Dylan. You reworded it.
But here's the thing. I mean, to build off of the building idea, maybe as you upgrade it, your taxes get lower.
Okay.
Or maybe you can do, instead of 1-star relics.
Ooh, so less tax for the rich. I love it.
Less tax for the rich? People will hate that. People will think Trump is behind this. People will think Trump is behind this.
It'll be a whole new British Revolution.
The building can be orange as well, but here's what we do. Okay, so maybe instead of changing the taxes, maybe your tax is the same, but maybe you can only save up to a 4-star relic when you upgrade it.
Ooh.
So let's just say it's a building with 10 levels. Levels 1 and 2, you can only get a 1. You can only save up enough for a 1-star relic, and then you have to cash it out. But once you reach level 10, you're allowed to let it save up to a 4-star and cash it out. So maybe it's just what you can save.
And that's actually a great idea, because as you're leveling low castle, you're probably only going to be accumulating enough to make
smaller amounts.
Star. Whereas when you're a higher level castle, that might suggest that you're maybe playing a little bit more active, or you have more Max Titans. So there's a higher probability that you'd be needing to save up enough for a 4-star. So that actually makes a little bit more sense.
And that's probably why we won't see it in a game.
No, this is all us speculating and dreaming of,
and
will ever happen.
And
also
making
instead of just
way too much sense. That's why.
Watch it, everybody. You can't make too much sense. That's not allowed.
Or treat it like an ATM where it charges you a certain percentage when you make a withdrawal.
Hey, 2% cash back.
Not a Titan credit credit card.
Yeah.
Are we trying to make DOT?
Yeah, that'll be
What's up,
a
Anthony?
relic. Is they'll put out a new relic that looks like it'll be a DOT,
Wallet?
Yeah, it'll be a DOT wallet, and you have to equip that to your Titan to be able to use the XP that you've got in your XP bank.
Next thing someone's going to recommend is that you should have to cash in gems to collect the XP relic. Is that going to be the next brilliant idea that comes out? In order to use the Titan in battle, it's going to cost you 100 divine gems now.
Yeah, but see, if you equip that, that wallet relic to your Titan, their pants will catch on fire, because we all know that when it comes down to wallets and DOT, they catch on fire. That's what happens. That's what happens.
While we're on this idea train, I posted a comment on Jaeger's video yesterday that I'd like to hear other people's ideas on.
You did?
Jaeger was talking about how it seems like the Titans are kind of rolled out in generation, right? You have the old school, the Gen 1s, who are pretty much all obsolete at this point. And then you have your Gen 2s, which are probably like those that have X skill Titans, X skills in them. And then you have your Stage 3 or your Gen 3s that are kind of more like your summoners. And he was trying to come up with a way or an idea of how to make those Gen 1s more relevant. Well, what about if they slowly rolled out in a Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 fashion a way for a 6th skill? We know the 6th skill is in the game. It's in the code. What if there was something that they implemented, like a token that was at whatever point in an event, that if you got that token, you then could apply that token to one of your Gen 1 Titans, and they only allow it for Gen 1 Titans at first, that gives one of those Titans a 6th skill. And that 6th skill has the potential to make them relevant, like maybe give them like double X health or double X or Y armor or something like that. But what if they pulled out a mechanism to make our old Titans, instead of reskinning them, but adding a 6th skill to make them relevant again?
Well, they all have them. We all know that.
It's in the code, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
And they have a slot there.
Oh, quick note, because I'm looking at it, and I've mentioned it before, and Vintage said it on the live stream today, and reiterating it right now about the Monument event. The Monument event, one of the main things that should always be the case, it's not an event when you hit the monuments on a regular basis. You hit one, they all lock up. But when you have an arena event, you can hit all of them. And even during this Arena Theaters of War event, you can hit all the monuments separately. So it's like, why doesn't the Monument event have them all separately? So Vintage, I'm really glad you were available during the dev live stream today to bring that up, because they really have been goofing up this, Monument event, just because they thought that for some reason giving guaranteed 3 battle drops was, and it wasn't any actual relics or anything, it was just making sure that you got 3 Titans, which right now during Theaters of War, you get them anyway.
I also want to formally protest the name of that event.
Yeah, right?
War Unleashed?
Yeah.
What? What?
You should be able to hit all of the monuments separately, just like I'm able to do right now. I'm doing them all right now anyway, because I need to grab all these Titans, just because you can. And everyone else should do the same thing, because it's just a free opportunity. You just have to spend a little gems on Portal Stones, but whoop-de-doo. How many people out there don't do that? So
I've been doing
I know why it is that they didn't do that. It's because the one guy that was the rep for free-to-play, he was sick that day.
Oh! Thank you, Seth Roth. I appreciate that. He was free to play. He was sick.
On a side note, with all the talking about buffing Gen 1 Titans and classifying them into generations and XP shares, it sounds like we're talking about Pokemon. We got XP shares. We're gonna buff Gen 1. We're gonna give them Mega Evolutions to them first. I'm getting confused. I'm having PTSD.
All right, John McGinnis, thank you for being. You were on in the very beginning, so you stuck with us the entire time. Thank you for being here. So, Knight, enjoy the stream. Everyone here in Discord, Knight ZR, thank you for joining. I just want to hear JJ say Avalos. JJ, say Avalos.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, man. I got an old school. What's wrong with Avalos? Mine's different. He's an old school. I got an Avalos. Y'all got the Avalos.
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 Oh my god.
Mine's different.
Somebody help me.
Yeah, thank you, Edge Channel. I'm glad you're here.
That's a shout out to Sergian.
That is a shout out to Sergian.
Yeah.
He used to say he would go. He would say that I have my new Avalos. And I'd be like, and I always was convinced that Sergian was like Spanish, but he wasn't. It was it was the biggest catfish that I've ever, but that wasn't anything to do with dating. It was I was just like, oh my gosh, I've been listening to Sergian live stream DOT for so long, and I was convinced he was Spanish, but he's not. Blew me away. Because he would say words like Avalos.
Don't forget Italis and not Edalus.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
It's
Italian.
a me thing. I say Italis.
Oh, hey guys, I'm heading off. Have a good stream.
Oh, thank you, Dylan. Thank you for joining. We're gonna keep it up going for a little while longer because we got 45 people watching. Definitely having a good night tonight. Kibitzing about all the different things that are going on right now with the 1.31 update, and also to all the other happenings that are going on in the game as well. So,
All right,
Hey, just a reminder to everybody who's listening. Let's hit that like button. We got 45 listening, but 8 likes.
oh wow, only 8 likes. Jeez, any dislikes? I'm sure some people have said some stuff that people don't like.
No dislikes currently.
Ooh, good. I'm glad.
No dislikes.
And you're up to 14 now.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, 14 dislikes that quickly? Wow, that was
14 upvotes.
Dislikes that quickly, right?
Let's not be crazy here. Zon's not that big yet. He doesn't have that many haters.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, when I saw the what's it called, the likes and dislikes of Vintage's last video, I was like, wow, Vintage has got 113 likes, and I made it 114. And then I looked over and I was like, wow, he's got 11 dislikes. So I was like, woo, this must be a real heated one, you know? Even before we really got through it, you know? So, I was going to say.
Kool-Aid asked about tomorrow's event and what generation. I think it'd be more like a Gen 1.5. Because if I'm not mistaken, the new ones don't have X skills. But there was a new implementation when they had the double resist. So that's Gen 1 Titans didn't have a double resist on one skill. That's kind of like a Gen.
I think they have one Troop X skill now. Like they all have them. Yeah, I know the Paladin ones had a Troop X skill. I don't know about the Champion though.
Skills. There's nothing that they were going to do. They don't know how to build Titans.
Tridos for tomorrow has an X skill, Titan X skill at the bottom.
Yeah, that's not going to. Nothing they're going to do to those Titans is going to make them useful.
Why are they spending time re-skilling these Titans? That's not the fix.
Because they need, basically, in my opinion, they just need something as a filler. They're giving us an opportunity to grab some free tokens, spend if you want it, but this is not a pressure. This is not anything that anybody needs to do. But they need to throw us layups every once in a while, and I feel like that's what this is.
I think what they need to do is put in Titans that we would still appreciate having in these events, and put these 4-star Titans that maybe their skills aren't great. That's fine. Put them back into the drops during the arenas. Why did we lose 4-star Titans during Theaters of War?
Yeah, who's going to care if they get a Tritos during a Theaters of War, right?
Would love it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You'd be happy, but it wouldn't be like something crazy. It's not
right.
Like
This event
danger. It's not a
feels more like a personal foul, not a layup.
Oh. Okay. All right. I'm looking forward to this weekend because I don't have to play, but I can get free stuff.
Oh well, I'm definitely gonna at least get the if I decide not to go for Tritos, which I still might, we'll see what happens. But if I don't, I'm at least getting the going to like 2K or 4K to try to get as many event relics as possible. So you always got to do that.
Hey, I'm absolutely the same boat. I'm gonna get as much free as possible, and it's really just the tokens. I got the numbers if anybody cares. It's not really anything that you don't already know, but
save them for tomorrow, JJ. Save them for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not anything you don't already know.
Yeah, save them for tomorrow.
It'll probably be Friday. I got something tomorrow night.
Well, even if you join my live stream, even in just chat and just post a high-low, just save it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see. Anything else that we haven't discussed already? I figured by the time I got all my arenas done and all my monuments done, that we would beat all the dead horses. Is there any horses left to beat?
I believe Pisces informed the chat that he got his Ayaka the other day. Yeah,
wait, what? Wait, no. Wait, maxed it? We've known Pisces has had a...
Yeah, he's got his Ayaka maxed, and now he's got a maxed Hades.
Oh, okay.
He's had a maxed Ayaka.
I know, but he has a maxed Ayaka.
Come on now, we've known that. We've known that since last year. We've known it.
Yeah, but how long has it been since we've heard that?
Oh, I know. It's been a while.
Last September, I think.
I think the last time that I heard it was last time I heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta keep the joke alive.
It's true.
Wait a minute. We need to go a little older school. How's the line? Can you check my castle?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What is that? Sleeper? Yeah, just go back in. Just go in the live stream waiting room. I'll just move you down. It all has to do with basically just when you use the server. We have just a few people that have to actually give you privileges and all that other fun stuff to be able to just always join in. But just go in the waiting room and I'll move you down. You just have to be there and I can do it.
In all reality, though, Pisces Yak Face might be the only maxed out Ayaka in the game. I don't know.
It's true.
I'll be completely honest. I don't know of very many people who care to even keep that Titan, let alone max it.
Okay. So I picture like the old. I picture the old print offs. You remember the old printers that had the like the holes on the sides on either side, and the paper that continued. Yeah, so the dot matrix printer, we got the devs there, and they're looking at the results as they come out, and they're like, "Looks like we got one maxed Ayaka in the game."
It's Pisces.
It's Pisces.
Yeah. It's sad that there's probably more maxed Runas than there is Ayakas.
Oh, absolutely. There's absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine's been sitting at 59 since the first Throne Wars.
You got one?
Yeah, it's at 59 though. I just left him there after the first Throne Wars because I had to use him because I ran out of troops.
I wish they'd bring him back because that's one that I passed on because it was in my opinion, it wasn't anything that I needed. But it's also something that's missing from my collection.
Yeah.
I think mine's sitting around mid-20s.
Yeah.
Since I got it.
He was a fun Titan.
I got something we can all argue about since I'm the confrontation guy.
Oh, yay! All right, cool. What's up?
Talk anchoring.
Oh Jesus! We have the the Chain Man himself. What is it? Ghost of Christmas Past. Jason Jerome. With all.
No, bro. I am chainless.
Oh, it's because you didn't want to stay in your position of having to be the guy that Cap deleted everybody.
No. I loved doing that.
Oh, okay.
But I got below my gold. I was above gold forever, and that's why I had all gold lands. And I recently went below my gold, and I popped a few of them. And then last week, when I was with Alt Guard, I said, screw it. I popped all of them.
Ooh, finally. It's been a long time. You even held yourself back because you wanted to keep your chains. So.
Yeah, but if you look at my VP, I'm finally earning VP now. For the last 3 weeks in a row, I've been up, earning normal VP. You can't. It's hard to earn VP when you can't collect.
Mm-hmm.
And I was capping and deleting, and it was fun. But it's, again, like a fair thing, right, Vintage? It's not fair if not everybody has it. I imagine that
makes sense for Throne Wars, but my issue with Anchored Lands was there's no counterplay.
Yeah, no.
No counterplay.
That's why I loved them. I delete all yours, and you sit there and cry about it, and I get funny emails.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bullying system that JJ enjoys.
It absolutely is, but it's useful in war. It's useful, and I didn't always do it. I didn't bully people. I did it in a strategic fashion.
Every team needs a fighter.
I was the guy who was the fighter if you needed somebody to lose VP. And
you're out there that just strip the gloves every time.
Yep.
Yeah. JJ's the guy that goes to JJ's the guy that goes to the bar and is like, I gotta leave all weapons in my vehicle because it's not a good situation when I go in.
Yeah.
I can remember back in the APOC days when you could just delete a land.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first
Anytime
year.
you wanted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that as well.
Remember when you can undefend? That was cool too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, you can still do that.
Yeah, you can still pull it
Well,
off.
you have to like do a loop around to do it.
Yeah, you have to be tricky.
Well, it's called.
You can't just hit undefend.
Yeah, no, there's hoops to jump through. Everyone
It's not
enjoys.
as
hoops.
big of a hoop.
There's actually
more
a,
like stepping through a hula hoop.
All right, I'm just saying.
Actually, a quick
to do
way
it.
to undefend a land.
Here we go.
Like,
Go ahead, Anthrax.
no, I mean seriously. Like if you capture a land, when it comes up, if you hit the screen fast enough, the bubble won't come up and it'll just sit there undefended.
Okay.
I just put a level 1 Titan on it and just fuse it away.
Yeah,
that's pretty easy.
That's the trick, though. You have to the loophole.
King Josh says, check out top 3.
Oh yeah,
Oh, all right.
we're got top 3.
Nice. Let's check out. I'm doing my last monument here, so let's we'll take a quick peek at it. Or not monument, arena. It's a bronze though, so I'm letting Zeus collect some XP, just for fun, for funsies. But yeah, we'll check that out, King Josh. That's very awesome too, because of course I know how much War has really wanted to be able to achieve a top 3 position. I know JJ's enjoying himself too, and he's without chains too, so that's good. That's good. And
It's like the scene from Ultron, where he's like, "I have no strings on me."
Sleeper, I gave you an NTG status, so you're fine for the Discord server here. Yeah, Rob Lincoln, bunch of forging food from the theaters. Yeah, pretty much. Although I did get 2 stars from Gold 2. I was very happy about that. So I got 3 event relics actually from my troubles tonight. So that's not bad. 1 star and 2 stars. But all right, let's take a look at the.
I got a rock.
Yeah, I got a rock. Well, I also got the 1.31 update, which of course, typically I don't ever see updates until the very end of the rollouts. So yeah, look at that. NTG War, League of Gods, Force Enemy. Very nice. Very nice.
Now for the NTG War folks, that's where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow at lunchtime, at least my time, will be the heated time. And if we can maintain it through tomorrow, no, it might not be over for the rest of the weekend, which I'm okay with. Let's be honest. This weekend's event not going to be that exciting.
It's not going to be super exciting. Did they show rank rewards? Did they show the rank rewards of 51 through 100? I forget if they did on the stream.
Yeah.
It's all divine gems.
Oh, that's right. It's all divine gems again. So, yeah, that top team is going to get 5K, but, well, I mean, I guess maybe people will be excited about being able to get Shadow Dancer again, but not everybody's going to have the update yet. So, I don't know. We'll see exactly.
Well, it won't matter. If you get a Shadow Weaver, it'll transform.
That's
right?
true. That's true. It's just a simple fact that if you don't have it, it really doesn't matter, I guess, either way. But I know a lot of people will think about actually pulling instead of actually saving, since they know that there's
now
some changes made.
I just want to bring to attention in the notes on the website, it specifically says the Shadow Weaver has been added to the 5K pull. It didn't say the 500 as well, and I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but it specifically says the Shadow Weaver will be added to the 5K Divine Gem pull. It does not say the 500 Divine Gem pull. Do you think that's just a typo, that they intended to mean that it's in the 500 as well, or what? If you go back and read
anybody can respond to that, because I'm just going to be forging away some relics. Go ahead.
Sounds like something they do.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Right? I mean, really.
Thanks, Dom. Thanks, Dom.
Somebody pulls a 500.
It's true.
Night Whisper. You got two of them.
Oh, we can find out. Just get one of the guys with the test accounts and get the 20,000 divine gems, pull them all on the 500 and see if they can get a Shadow Dancer.
We'll see what happens, yeah. We'll see. I was just going to say, actually, it would be really goofy if I went on my... Because I upgraded... I just updated my phone before this live stream to the new update because I watched the dev live stream only like an hour before that because it was a long live stream. And when I heard they say, oh, you can have some people had the update roll out, and I initially thought the same thing I do every time, and that is maybe it's me, maybe I got it this time. But almost every time, I am always the one that gets it like in the very last minute, and everybody else, including some of the other DOT YouTubers, have other videos out like, oh, check it out, and I'm like, still waiting. But this time, it was there. The goofy thing is, I wonder if I jump on my test account and check to see if it's got an update, which, let's just do that real quick. I wonder if it's going to be like, nope, you don't have an update, but this is your test account, but your main account's got it. Like, how goofy would that be?
That'd be unfortunate.
Right. Let's just look. All right, so... Anybody else here on Discord get the update yet today or no? Just curious.
Nope, I did not.
iOS.
I'm on iOS, so it'll be next month.
Yeah. September I'll have it. Shadow Weaver or Shadow Dancer? Which one's a good one? I forget.
Weaver.
Dancer.
What?
Wait a second. You guys just gave conflicting answers.
It's Dancer. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Way to go. No. Hey, yeah. Let's see which version this is, though, because I do auto-update on my tablet, so hold on.
Until you get the update, you want the Shadow Dancer.
Yeah, oh no, my tablet updated too as well. So no, it's 1.31 on here too. When at the bottom when it says in-app purchases, I don't know about any 99-cent deals. I just like how it's like 99 cents to $189 per item. I don't... Is there really any $189 item in Dawn of Titans?
Bro, you got your test account, so why don't you get some pulls on, bro?
No. I'm not on it right now, but nobody nobody can see what I do on there. So
gotcha.
That'd be kind of
not yet.
That'd be kind of crappy, but yeah, I would do some of that action of pulling and finding out, maybe in a video very soon.
Because you got stuff going on this next level.
Well, what do you mean right now? All I'm doing is having
Aren't you guys testing a new feature?
Well, yeah, we did. Like at this point, it's really like it's already being rolled out in 1.3.1. I mean, was mostly just about the Storm Maidens.
So do some Divine Gem pulls, bro. Come on.
Well, it's not. I'm still not on. you can't see what I'm doing though. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I can't switch over to my test account and keep the stream alive.
You had an Elgato. Yeah.
Well, that's my only downside is I can't switch my accounts and keep the stream alive. That's the only thing.
I mean, we should be able to know in the morning, hopefully. I just literally posted the question for the dev to respond, so we'll know in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Morning, so.
What's that?
I just contacted our dev dude and said, is it in the 500 DG altar? So, you know.
We'll get a confirmation here.
That'd be awesome. I honestly thought it was just a typo, but it's...
Don't put it past it.
Yeah, no, it specifically only said 5,000, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did, like, well, because this is new and improved, we're not going to put it in the 500.
Yeah, no, Crazy Joker, this is a special roundtable for the 1.31 blog post, just discussing all the changes in the game. Also going over some of the other things, too, like the Monument event and other things that are going on this week. But I got Gaming Jaeger, Seth the Roth, Anthrax, Truth, Riohan, Vintage, JJ... a bunch of people here on Discord. Also, a bunch of people in chat, too. BMT's in chat, but just not joining Discord tonight. Totally cool. But, now, Joker, you know Zalon can't tell the days of the week. Yeah, I can. I can tell the days of the week. Sometimes. So. But anyway, so I'm just going to I'm going to forge a few relics here and everything else, and just so I have something to do while you guys continue the conversation, because we'll stream for like another... I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, and I think we'll probably wrap it up for the night. So, but anybody else have anything they want to talk about when it comes down to the 1.31 update? Or any questions or anything they want me to try while I'm on here because, you know, they want to see if there's any specific things going on? Because I can do any of that. Otherwise, I'm just forging relics.
Have you done any attacks using Omega Maidens?
Yeah, I have used them. I mean, the auto orders doesn't seem to actually work correctly at this point, but it seems that otherwise they will attack the appropriate closest troop.
So when you summon them, they take off right away.
Are you talking about summoning the Omega Maidens? Yeah.
Right.
They take off right away. They don't stand there. I haven't seen them really stand there. So.
So to answer Crazy Joker there, I'd say the biggest changes in this 1.31 update is, one, they're capping resist versus ranged at 95. They're capping versus melee at 70. And then the other big one is they are supposed to have the fix for the Suicide Storm Maidens.
Oh, 80.
That's the big one.
It's 80 for melee, not 70. But it's all right.
Apologies.
Yeah, it's all right, though. But that's definitely the whole range 95 thing is definitely something that people are... I'm glad they went range 95 and then melee for 80. Just makes it so that, obviously, for the troops that have to make it to the actual enemy, you know, they're not exactly 95% resistance.
All that, and they're making the Shadow Dancer available again for everyone.
Yeah, and upgrading your Shadow Weaver to a Shadow Dancer so that there's not a huge pool of left-out complainers. And yeah, that's right. That's what happens. They do. They leave people, you know, afloat on an iceberg, and they have to just say, "What do we do?" You know.
And I'm with JJ. I like the change to make it fair across the board. And you know, the other reason I like it is that's going to open up another relic slot. Because if it's capped at 95, then you just need the one relic and not one or two more to go with it.
Right.
Now my Paladin Grimvault is going to like that extra relic slot.
Yes, my Hell will like that.
There you go. Yeah. Anthrax is a big. Well, Hell's a berserker, but Anthrax is also a big infiltrator guy too, as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that just made the Defender go from being one of the coolest relics in the game to damn near useless.
Mm-hmm.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. Once again. But I still wish they'd bring it back.
Yeah, Daniel, the brain isn't here, just so you know that I'm not just reading just other people's chats. But yes, Daniel, the one thing I don't know if you figured out yet, but if I got more than 4 to 5 people on Discord and over, I don't know, 30 or 40 people in chat, I'm not going to read every single person's thing. I do my best, and I try, but I also won't cut people off on Discord either. So it's kind of a little bit of a balance. And if Daniel, I don't know, HDZ has ever been in anyone else's YouTube chats where there's like hundreds of people in chat or watching the developers' live streams, yeah, they don't read everybody's. So it's actually a privilege to have a lot of your comments read on a pretty regular basis.
On the contrary, a lot of streamers will only read your comments if it's a donation because it pops up on there.
Very true. Very true.
Like the conversations that most people are having, you're having amongst not here, but in some big streamers, the conversations you're having in the stream, you're having with other people, and the only way the streamer sees it is if you do a donation.
Yeah, and then people get into then they get into a cycle of the only way they're going to read it is if I donate, and that's why people just donate $1 just to have their comments read. And I mean,
right, and there's some streamers that will sing if you donate $1.
It's true. I sang at the beginning of the stream just for Bo, because he wanted me to sing.
Zalon, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you finally acquire you a Hell?
Yes, I did. And that's true, because as you see here, Riohan says, hashtag 17 days since Zalon got Hell. And it is true. 17. He is tracking it. It is official. So I did get Hell.
Did you let Pisces Shark know that you got a Hell?
I was informed by multiple people, including Pisces Shark, that, oh, look, you can get Hell this event. So, yes. I was definitely notified by multiple people that I was able to finally get Hell.
Nice. Well, good deal.
Crazy Joker. I'm not allowed to. I can't say anything.
Don't do it.
I can't say anything.
Don't do it.
I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
That's hilarious.
That is very funny, Crazy Joker. You're a very, very, very funny person. Let's get. Yeah, these should all be Titan version. Let's get rid of some of these avalanches. The one thing you do have to pay attention to, because you're probably not used to it on a regular basis, is going through your 3 stars pretty thoroughly after these wonderful TOWs, because you're going to find a bunch of wonderful hidden, wonderful hidden troves of.
You kept the 2-star Pandora's box.
Oh, you like it? No, I keep all. Listen. Until I get the 3 and 4 star versions, okay. I keep the 2 stars. I get rid of all the Pantheon 2 stars when I get the 3 star versions or 4 stars if they're available. So don't worry.
I love keeping 2-star relics because you never see them again.
That's why I thought you were doing it, because it's like you have space to be that inclusive.
I do. I got that relic space. No, I don't. I really don't.
I've been fusing away 4-star dragon helms just because.
Oh yeah, me too. I got rid of them too. Same thing. Yeah. Same thing with any kind of ranged defensive relics. They're all gone. I mean, I just haven't even bothered really at this point.
Just forged away all my 3-star mount armors.
Whoa! All of not them. Even. You're not like there isn't even like all.
Do you hear that? Man, when Vintage says all, he means he's done with the Panther meta. Yep. He's done with it.
Oh man! I mean, I kept some for the, like my Ladega that's got the first defensive skill where I only need a 3-star, screw it all. Power to you, bro.
That's right.
I guess
I only have maybe a dozen 3-stars left. Period.
Period.
Of any type.
Oh gosh, look at Truth and BMT. BMT and Truth are throwing down 199, so I sing. Oh my gosh.
How about we sweeten this? If Salon gets 30 likes, he'll sing. He's at 25 currently. We need 5 more.
Okay, a few more likes. A few more likes, and then we'll do some singing. Well, I'm almost at the...
And a DG pull.
And a DG... Oh, I don't have that. No,
you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, I don't have that. Although I'll do a... Wait, what do we got? What do we got in the altar right now? Hold on a second.
Anything special? Don't do it. I feel bad about the last one you did.
Well, that was because of you, JJ. You're like, yeah, why don't you? Oh, they still got the Guardian Titans. They still got the Guardian Titans. Well, I figured if I would just...
You're at 31.
I know. I figured if they still got the Guardian Titans. I got 4 epic tokens in there and 1 regular token, but...
Oh, one of the marbles. Oh, I don't want to fall in.
Money spends, likes don't. Dance salon. Oh, man. Dancing now. Hold on, I gotta get rid of the rest of these relics. All my 2-stars and 3-stars and random 2-stars that I got in gold theaters, which is like still absurd. I still find it very offensive that there's 2-stars in the gold theaters. I think they should just not be in there whatsoever. You can have 2-stars in... You can have...
I got better relics from Silver 1 than I did from Gold 2.
Yep. It's messed up.
I got all the Titans in here, actually. That's not bad.
To Kool-Aid, cheers to you, sir. I promise I'll keep the truth. I will always espouse my opinions, of course. Just be sure to come in and agree with me from time to time.
Yeah, I'll tell you. There's definitely the comment section in plenty of people's videos, myself and other YouTubers as well. They can get certain videos, they can get real heated. Sometimes they can just be regular and normal and everything else, but there's one that Godan did. He was just like, he had to shut comments down completely because they just got out of hand. So, I mean, sometimes it could be a little wild and crazy. Crazy Joker's asking, Zalon, what are you saving epic tokens for? Any preference? I'm saving epic tokens most of the time for when they offer Titans that I don't have, or they're offering a brand new Titan for an event that's coming out that they're the boost for. A lot of times that happens, and it's a brand new Titan, like, you know, Sakani, or what was it, the Lightning Pig. Stormboar, you know what I mean? Like
Malgor.
You know.
Or Morgar, whatever.
Yeah, Morgar. I got Morgar. A lot of times I seem to get them when I save up a few tokens and I'm looking for them before like a brand new Titan before a major event.
What's the boost Titans for the event?
Pitiful.
Here we go.
Delphira gets you a 1.3. All other 4-star ice gets you a 1.2, and 3-star ice gets you a 1.1.
Oh,
so
okay.
Delphira's the golden ticket with a 1.3.
Delphira.
Just Delphira.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to know why everyone hates attacking with paladins, go back and watch today's Dawn of Titans live stream.
Yeah.
And watch Haig just quit after 3 minutes.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah. I'm going to. He's like, I'm going to withdraw.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Now you understand why we hate paladins. They have a purpose if they have summoning Goliath, but other than that.
Yeah. Also, am I the only person who thinks it's kind of funny they made Delphira the multiplier, yet they didn't even bother to put her choker in the event?
Ugh.
That was a kick in the pants,
Kick.
too. They put the Spartan Elm.
But are you going to be able to use? You're going to be able to use Arya's bounty in this, though, right? Is this our first event that you can use the soul boosting relics?
So I have a question. Is that going to be a double multiplier? We were told it doesn't, and it can't. But does that just mean that Aurea or Nexus is going to be 1.2 either way? Whether you put that on there or not, it's going to be 1.2. So you don't even need it. Yes, it's the first opportunity you could use it, but it's irrelevant that you have it. Right? Or am I wrong?
Does it have Titan element damage on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then, yeah, it's completely useless. I was going to say, if it didn't have that, well, maybe you could throw it on a Zeus and pound out the event real fast, but no, it's completely useless.
Yeah, it's completely useless because all 4-star ice give you a 1.2. Kool-Aid, I don't think that's true, though. Because we were told previously somebody tried it on and it doesn't multiply the current. You get one or the other. If it's, yeah, I don't know.
I believe that was Bo.
He tested it,
Bo
right?
did that, yes.
Yeah. So it'd be cool if it was wrong, right? And we could use either Aurea or Nexus and put on Aurea's bounty, and you did get a 1.3. I think that would be fantastic.
The advantage that Bo found with it was you could put the Ice Maul on a Titan and then equip it and get the boost.
And then take the Ice Maul off?
No, you had to leave the Ice Maul on there because it had to be recognized as ice damage.
Why would you want to do that? Then you'd have 2 relic slots used for... That's a waste.
Yeah, but if you wanted to run like Loki in the event for the XP, you could get the boost and the XP as well.
Yeah.
I'll be running Nexus in this one.
Yeah.
Crazy Joker! Game Rescue's raw rant video worked. The devs quickly released 1.31, and I heard Quiff was shaking in the live stream saying what changes are coming soon. Probably scared of Game Rescue. Hashtag nice job. Crazy Joker, I'm not going to say anything against Game Rescue's videos because I truly enjoy how he tears them a new one. But the thing is, I don't want to say that the developers weren't planning on releasing 1.31 this month anyway. So, if anything, maybe they bumped it up a week? Maybe? Now, what I would like to give more credit to Game Rescue's thing is the portion of this blog post that says, what's coming up next? That is something I could say the Game Rescue's video has definitely influenced, because a lot of these blog posts we've always have gotten have only stated what's going on right now. And then they actually added that section of what's coming up next to, again, a lot of times what, Vintage is harping on is the fact that they're not giving us enough notification or even glimpse in the future to give us the hope that the community needs. But you can back me up at any time, Vintage, but I believe that's what, makes a lot of sense. But
yeah, I mean, and I definitely don't think, nor would I actually advocate for me having any kind of influence on how fast things happen. Mm-hmm. Because precisely 8 months ago to this day, about the whole Shadow Dancer debacle. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. I hope it doesn't take them 8 months to balance out troops and stuff like that,
Yeah.
But I appreciate that, but I really do. But I think Zalon nailed it. What I want is for them to say, yes, we know this is an issue. Mm-hmm. Working on it. Or just say, no, we think everything's fine the way it is, and we're not going to change it. Just letting us know, what's the plan?
I think your video where you broke down that attack warrants a explanation from them. I think that at least warrants acknowledgement, because they acknowledge when they see your videos. But that's, to me, the game's just broken. If you have troops, not just a Titan, but you have troops with the highest hit points in the game that are 100% 90 effective, but they're 100% resistance against an element type. Oh, and by the way, also 48% resistant to the type of damage, the range, i.e. ranged. And it still got smoked, but not only smoked, but in record time. That's... It's broken. Zeus is too overpowered, and if you don't see that Zeus is overpowered, then I don't think you know how to play the game. Because
JJ, oh no, those are fighting words right there. Who's the one?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
JJ's ready for a fight. Who's ready? Who's ready for a fight with JJ? Get your dukes up.
Jim steps up to the plate.
Yeah, Jim's here.
Zeus can beat every single thing in the game, and if it can't, then you're not using it right, or you don't have the right.
I got JJ's back in this fight.
I'm going to throw this one out there. He's overpowered, but we all asked for it.
Nope. You're full of it.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Like that.
Nobody asked
Combination of Zeus with his relics.
They asked for something good.
It's too much.
Everybody
There's no
saved
defense.
up
There's
and
no-
saved
there's
up,
no
saved up
guardians
and
anymore.
waited for Zeus to be the overpowered Lightning Ranger. I'm skipping this event because Zeus is going to be powerful. I'm skipping this because everybody... I'm not saying exactly what he turned out to be, but everybody was waiting in anticipation and in total expectations that they were going to pick up Zeus because he was going to be overpowered. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying everybody was doing it. Passing on events because Zeus is coming. Everyone was doing
Okay,
it.
there was people saying
They
that.
were
There
passing
was
on
people
events
saying
because
that.
they knew it was going to be an expensive event, not just because it was Zeus. They knew it was going to be an expensive event. Nobody knew that he was going to be this powerful. Did we want the Lightning Titan and it to be Zeus? Yes. Did we want him to steamroll every single thing in the game? No. That's not balanced. And I'll agree with Vintage on that.
And I think
It's not balanced by any means. It's not balanced.
people are getting bored because there's no challenge. If there's no challenge, there's no, there has to be a balance, and not just in damage and attack, but there has to be a balance in the challenge you're presenting to players. And when you've got max castle level guys that are just steamrolling everything, putting no thought into it, these are people who've probably have spent some of the most amount in the game thus far over years. And they're starting to get bored and wanting to walk away because there's and oh, by the way, all these defenses that they built and spent tons of money on maxing all these relics are now completely irrelevant because you have one Titan that can knock out what you used to need a couple, right? You used to need not just one, but you need 2 or 3 or maybe 4 or 5. You'd have to have a population or a certain pool of Titans, and you needed a tool for different tasks. But now you just need one. One Titan to rule them all, and it's making the game suck, honestly.
What's even
Zeus
worse
made it boring.
is level 18 and 19 castles beating us. That's what's worse.
The game has lost its interest for a lot of people when they brought out Zeus because it's not dynamic anymore.
I'm having a blast.
Well, yeah, but
Like Ed's channel says in chat, he sent me a video online of a guy attacking up 9 castle levels.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
That should never, ever, ever be able to be done.
Wow. If I got hit by a castle level 16 and they took out my Chronos that's 100% resist to lightning, I might snap my phone. That's...
If they don't, this is going to bring back the whole slow and low. I got a Zeus. Why should I really upgrade that fast? I can just roll where I'm at and smack everything.
Ranger meta's back, right?
Yeah.
So, real quick, and I love the convo, but we have more than one person suggesting that the ring will act as a multiplier. So 1.1 for Aurea plus Aurea's ring should in fact be 1.4. There's more than
1.4 or 1.44?
1.44. Yep, they did say 1.44. And somebody noted that on the Nazul, they got 1.7 because they had 1.4 from Nazul, and then the 1.2 for the ring gave it a 1.7. So multiple people have suggested that there could be, well, Sven was one of them that said multiple comments, but I thought I read another comment on here too. So I think we need to double check that, because Bo said no, other people are saying yes. Sounds like the data might be conflicting and inconclusive as of yet. So I guess if you've got the ring, try it out tomorrow. Maybe a lot more of us are going to be using Nexus or Aurea than we wanted. I was hoping to use Poseidon, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
you like that, Hutch? Hutch, you are a chief instigator. Yeah. You probably just saw that message I typed out the D just there. That's funny.
Yes, when I 1.2 for Aurea plus the ring is 1.2, right? So it should be 1.44 altogether, which is more than the modifiers that are offered, because you get a 1.3 if you got Delphira, and you get 1.2 for any other Ice Titan.
I got a Nexus I'm going to try it on.
Yeah, me too, man. I would be happy to use Nexus for an event. Not that she's, phenomenal, but she's a level 50. So plenty of room for relic.
What's wrong with your info treasure there? She said.
No, I don't know how to use her. All right, you want me to say it?
Oh man,
JJ, you know what to do. You got Nexus. You got Star Maiden relics. You got Star Maiden.
But I'm just saying, I don't know how to. I can't dance with the. I can do Loki because Loki's a beast, but the Gen 1 infiltrators, and I'm looking for. I got a Nazul with the X armor. I mean not X armor, X damage, and I'm looking forward to once she gets over 50. But the old school Gen 1s, I can't dance with them like other folks can. I haven't got the skills down yet. I'll get there.
All right.
I just don't use them enough.
All right.
I do exactly.
I've enjoyed my Nexus so much that I have slow ground to max out. She's just into 59, so
I got one. She's 50, and but I just do the same thing Vintage said. I'll put on Panther relics or Storm Maiden relic, and not use her, even though an Ice Infiltrator with the right relic can probably take out a Chronos real quick. I'm pretty sure it happens on the regular.
I tend to solo with Nexus.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so well, I'm gonna be wrapping up the stream. We're definitely over 2 hours, but I do appreciate everybody jumping on. I would go a bit longer if this was a Friday night, but it is still during the wonderful work week. But I do want to thank everybody that joined me here on Discord and everybody in the chat. And I am going to do one epic pull here. I'm going to do one epic pull. He's going to do one. It's just like on old school. He's going to do one. He's going to do one. All right, so we're going to do one epic pull here at the end. I'm hoping for a different skilled Valorn than I already currently have, or a different skilled Skolnar, just like last time, Vintage. So let's see what happens.
Lorn.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Babe Ruth pointing to the outfield.
Come on, yeah, Babe Ruth, yeah, 4-star to the outfield. Ah!
I don't see it.
Oh. There you all see. I got a level 20 Skarg. That's what I get.
Oh boy.
But it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the awesomeness of the stream. I had a really good time tonight. I think everybody. I truly enjoy the fact that we can have these wonderful large discussion groups. And another thank you to Vintage. I don't know if you saw my comment the other day, but when I watched your video the first time, I didn't watch the last like 5 or 10 minutes and didn't catch the shout out at the end of your stream. That's why you always have to watch to the end. I didn't listen to my own advice. So thank you again for that shout out. But I enjoy these collaborative roundtable streams, especially with the new update coming out 1.31. We'll do it again for 1.32 in the next few weeks when it does eventually hit, and hopefully comes with maybe some new actual additions to the game, not just little fixes here and there kind of situations. So anybody want to bring anything up here at the very end? It's all up in the air for anyone. So if you want to say anything here, whatever you want to do.
I'm still alive. If anybody was wondering.
Oh well, yeah, Anthrax.
When's your next content, bro?
Yeah, when's the next
When's the next video, bro?
Anthrax live stream?
Oh shoot, I have no idea.
Maybe over Easter.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm still holding tight to this. They put out some kind of Easter Bunny Titan. They better throw the freaking holy hand grenade in there as a relic.
It's true. It's true. I would like to see that as well. But anybody else? Anybody else can to say anything they want to here on the Discord in the last few minutes here while I wrap it up? What was that, Vintage?
Just said thanks for having me on.
Oh, of course. It's always awesome to have you, and to get get your opinion.
I was going to say likewise, Zalon. Thanks for streaming, and great conversation, gentlemen, for everybody that joined in.
Really good round, guys. Good round. Thanks, Lee.
Yes, of course. All right, so again, thanks to Gaming Jaeger, Seth Roth, Jim for joining at the last minute, but always appreciated. Anthrax, Truth, Rio Hand, Vintage, and JJ, and the other few that did join earlier as well, and all the wonderful donations from Crazy Joker and also Truth and BMT. I sang in the beginning, so you guys just have to rewatch. And then also, of course, it's from Bo. It's from Bo too. Oh, it's a croc. All right.
Likes,
all right. I do have the likes. I do have the likes. All right. So I got. Let's see. I got $4. I should say I got $4. I got $4. I got $4 from Jim and Truth. There you go. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Always a good sport, Zalon.
Always a good sport, of course. So I do hope that everybody is enjoying the wonderful work week and enjoy what's left of this TOW. And just make the best of this event this weekend. When I say that, it is get at least your event relic tokens for another event. That's all you have to do. It's the very basic minimum, but it's doing yourself a favor in the future for events. So look at it that way. Try to be a little positive. I know it may not be for you. It may not be for me, but get what you can while you can. All right, DOT community. I will talk to you all again. Well, we will talk to you all again very soon. 2.5 hours. Nice.